It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission really is to inspire, our mission is to empower, and our mission at the end of the day is provide every entrepreneur with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you will call to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Denise Bester, who's in the building, talking about something that's impacting entrepreneurs. Let's find out what this IRMAA is about. But first, what's going on, Denise? How are you?
Hi, Shay. It's a pleasure and an honor to be on your show today. I am so honored to finally meet you. Thank you for having me.
And it's a pleasure to meet you as well, by the way. And before we get into this topic that's impacting entrepreneurs, I'm just curious. Financial services is what we're talking about, but money. Why do folks today, with all the technology in the world, why do they still struggle with money management and doing the right things with their money? I know it's a loaded question. It's a fully loaded question, but I'm just curious from your view of the world, why can't seem to crack the code on just this money thing?
Shay, I guess there's many answers for that. I really have no idea why we can't. It is definitely a big issue in our world and society today. So it's so much out there, so much information that's available to people, and that's what I came to do today, is to share something that is called IRMAA, IRMAA, and that is another area that impacts our entrepreneurs that's making anything over 97K a year. So it's going to be a fun conversation today, Shay.
Now, when you say the word Irma, everybody's wondering what in the LL Cool J is this woman talking about. Some people know. Okay. I might be the only one. I went to DC public schools. Okay. Maybe I'm the only one out here. But you said, how
Mhm.
does Irma impact entrepreneurs? They're here. They're perked up now. So take a moment, if you would. Can you slow down, break down what is Irma? What is it supposed to do? And how is it impacting entrepreneurs? We all want to know.
Yeah. So IRMAA it stands for income related monthly adjustment amount, right? And so with that being said, um, what happens is it's a part of your retirement income with Social Security and Medicare. People don't understand that this can impact them significantly as a part of, and they should include it as a part of their retirement plan, right? So people plan for taxes, and they plan, if you made for example, if you made $1 million in taxes and made $1 million for the year, and you had to pay out $400,000 in taxes, the first thing you're going to do is start trying to find a CPA or a tax strategist, someone that can help you keep from paying that $400,000 the next time. So, what we do here, IRMAA is connected to your retirement in your senior years, right? So, people are being impacted because they have to pay out a significant chunk of their money back to the government. And that doesn't seem fair at all to people. And people are upset and they're angry because IRMAA just started a few years ago. And a significant amount of their retirement savings is going toward IRMAA now. It's just a really big problem that needs to be dealt with. So we're on a journey to educate people and to show them how they can strategize to keep Uncle Sam out of their retirement savings accounts. That's what we do.
Now folks are leaning forward. They say, she got my attention, Shay. It's impacting my retirement. It's impacting money. I'm giving money up. Shay, don't let her go now. She can't leave us hanging on the fence. What's one, two, or three things she suggests that we can do? Obviously, it's legal that we can do to help protect us, or at least put us in a position to protect ourselves.
So what you can do to put you in a position to protect yourselves is first get ahead of it, right? Because I speak with a lot of seniors on a daily basis, and those seniors have been distraught because what they thought they had, they no longer have. right? So now what you can do, you can have tax-free accounts like life insurance accounts, some things that put you into a tax-free bucket, right? Try to get your assets moved and into a safe place so it doesn't count as income in your retirement years. That's some of the things that you would want to do. But everything counts as income. People think when they get 65 that they no longer have to pay for anything. This is the time you're going to be spending quite a bit of money, especially if you have came down with some type of illness or things like that. You want your money to be safe and that where it can be used during the time that you really need it.
During the time that you really need it. So, do you work with folks in the early stages? I mean, I'm 55 years old. Are we still considered early stages? Are we the late stages? Or do you work with folks that are 70 and above and they are eligible to start withdrawing their retirement? So we have folks like myself that are entrepreneurs and been putting money away and so forth. So I guess my question is, when do you get involved, and what's your target audience that's the sweet spot to be able to help them with the IRMAA situation that's impacting entrepreneurs?
40 and over. At 40 years old, you should start planning for IRMA's deductions out of your retirement. So that's my audience, 40 all the way up to their 70, because people, just because you're in retirement years does not necessarily mean that you're going to retire, right? People continue to work throughout their 70s a lot of the times, but knowing when to take your Social Security, knowing when to withdraw can significantly impact the income that you have during those years. So that's what we come along and help you do.
They're curious now, who is this person, Shay? We hear her talking. She's sharing some really good information, but what's her backstory? All right, so it's a two-part question. Number one, what's your backstory? Who are you? I mean, they're reading your bio. They'll see how famous you are. I understand that, but they want to hear from you. So who are you? What's your backstory? And then what was that defining moment? That defining moment when you said, you know what? I'm going to focus on financial services. I'm born for this. I'm trained for this. I'm going to make a difference for someone else.
So, Shay, my backstory is a few years ago, my dad, my second dad, I have two of them, blessed to have two of them. But my second dad had his own business and he is an entrepreneur and he's a truck driver. And he had a heart attack while he was driving. Unfortunately, that heart could not be repaired. And so we financially came into a lot of issues on things that we didn't know. If he had been covered in some type of way, he could have had better care, right? And because he did not plan for that, it put the family at a very, very big disadvantage in the financial sense, right? So that's how I became interested in helping people get their finances in order, not just younger, but in your senior years. He wasn't planning on retiring at all, right? And so that drew me into that arena. And then when I started in financial services, I started out helping seniors in Medicare. And I looked and saw the great big need. It's just such a great big need that people need to know and be aware so that they can plan accordingly, that would be able to keep them out of difficult situations.
You definitely have a heart to give and a heart to serve. Where did this heart to serve come from? When's one of the earliest experiences you knew that you had this compassion for other folks? Because you're in this doing this when you don't have to. You could be doing a whole lot of things. You could be chasing money, and I know there's good money made in financial services, but you have this heart, and we can hear it coming through the power of these fiber optic lines. So I guess the question is, when did you know that you had this caring, giving type of spirit, this nurturing spirit?
Always had it, Shay. Always had it. I started out in healthcare at 16 years old. That was one of my first jobs. I started out helping seniors, and I was raised by senior women that influenced my life a lot. And to help people, that's what we always did, and I've always loved it. I cannot say that I haven't. I'm just one of those people that have.
how did you get the first job in healthcare? I mean, you said you liked it. What were you doing? You can't leave us hanging. Everybody's like, whoa, 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 Shay. What was she doing? How did she get the job? Because she's 16 years old. And then what was she doing? What was her first job like, Shay? We want to know the details.
My first job was actually a certified nursing assistant. I started out, I was at a school that kind of taught you a lot of different trades, like a vocational high school in the city of Chicago. Yay! Westinghouse High School. And we had a program that was across the street that allowed you to get your certificate and began to work so that I could help my family. And so I was working and in school at the same time, and I just fell in love with it.
Oh, I see. So even after you did it, you continue in that same field. And then what was the
Yeah.
crossover to financial services? So because of your father's situation? Is that how you started getting into financial services, getting into insurance? What was it like going through that process? I mean, I know sometimes the tests are hard. I mean, what was it like going through this whole process?
So thinking about that and thinking back on that, the
Yeah.
process was not too strenuous for me because the desire was already there, right? And so the process with my dad helped me to get over into the financial services when I saw the need. I saw the need. Nobody was, like, let me say this, Shay, to be honest and transparent and upfront. We as African Americans um, was kind of basically taken advantage of, for lack of better words, in the insurance industry or insurance field. We were taken advantage of. And a lot of insurance companies just sold us things just to sell it to us and not really gave us or made sure that we understood the benefits of it, right? And so I was a little bit disheartened by that because of that. And then I started teaching and showing people, hey, this is what's available to you. You can do this. You can change the whole trajectory of your life and your family's history or future by taking advantage of something that is available to you now. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to leave millions. Let me show you how to grow your wealth. Let me show you how to protect your family. That's the most important thing, to make sure that everybody is covered and not become a burden to their children or their grandchildren or anyone else that they in their families, right? So many people struggle with this. And it's easy to take care of when you're younger, of course, right? Like we are still able to work, right, Shay?
Yes.
We're still able to work. Why not let your younger self take care of your older self? And it's a way to do that. We will spend, in this black culture, we will spend $150 on gym shoes, $200 on gym shoes, buying these types of Nikes, buying these types of clothes, when there's a way that you can have that and grow your wealth with the same dollar. Education is what's needed.
Said so well. One of the segments we
I'm
have here at the
sorry.
Happy Entrepreneur Show is a segment called Today is My January 1st. Today is my January 1st. And for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know what we're about to do. You can go ahead and join and say those words with us. Today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you, by the way. For those of the new folks who are kind of watching in saying, hey, what's going on over there? Today is my January 1st represents a fresh start for us. It represents a do-over. It means no matter what's happened back behind me, no longer equals the future. And so my question on the other side to Denise is, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? And what was another setback, another challenge you had in your life that you had to bounce back from?
Well, I will continue on that path with my dad becoming ill, and we having to adjust our lives. And unfortunately, my dad has now since passed away this year. But that was a new beginning for me because he was my morning encourager. Every morning he encouraged me. And so when I hear my January 1st, what I hear is, let's go, girl. You can do it. Let's get it. Let's get to it. There are so many people that need you. And so I kind of take that and I keep moving and moving and moving.
I love it. What's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? I always like to share, I'll frame the conversation that you've had so many mentors along this journey of life, and you didn't get here by yourself and read so many books, and those might be mentors, or watched so many videos and audios and so forth in media these days. But if you had to think for a moment, say, Shay, one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given that I want to share with the audience that's near and dear to me, what would it be and why?
Well, of course, yeah. Like you said, we have so many different mentors. One of the mentors that changed my entire life was my great uncle gave me a book called Think and Grow Rich. And that book with Napoleon Hill blessed me so, so much. Um, and he inspired me in a way that was not done by other people. Think and Grow Rich was the whole book, the whole book. Think and Grow Rich. And then my friend told me a few moments ago, a few days ago, that they have Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. So I'm gonna take advantage of that and take a look at it with Napoleon Hill.
Yeah, yeah. Black Choice by Dennis Kimbrough, by the way, one of the baddest
Yes, by
brothers
Dennis Kimbrough.
out of Atlanta.
Yes,
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. It's been around for 100 years. One of my favorite books as
really.
well. So thanks so much for sharing, by the way. What do you do for fun these days? When you're not out saving the world, talking about financial services and financial literacy, where can we find you doing? What's fun for you?
My grandchildren, believe it or not, I did not think I would enjoy them this much. It is a whole new love and a whole new world for me. I have three, I have two boys and a girl. And when I say that they have me going and we're out all the time, we're enjoying each other, I love it. That's mostly what I do with my time that I have
Well, you
free.
well, you can't leave us hanging. They want to know what ages are they. I mean, you gave us you said, well, I got two girls. We got the sex of them, but we're like, well, how old are these grandchildren? She's having so much fun with these days. I'm
I
finally a grandpa
am.
or G-pa or papa. I don't know what you're gonna call me. He's only a year old, so I just had my first one. By the way, I didn't have it
Oh,
personally, but my son
nice.
did. Uh,
Congratulations.
thank you, thank
My
you.
They call me Gigi. So
Okay,
my
Gigi.
oldest one is actually he just made 13.
Okay,
So he's
congratulations.
a computer person. But I have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old grandson and a 3-year-old granddaughter. So they are definitely my babies.
Congratulations to you. As we
Thank
come down the
you.
home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days? And number two, how can folks best connect with you so they can stay in this conversation over and beyond today if they need to meet with you?
Yes, and I would encourage everybody too, because we do give out free analysis reports to anyone that's making over 97,000 a year, just so that you can see where you are and what you need to plan for. But you can connect with me on my website at yourbestfinancialservices.com, or you can give us a call at 972-787-0437. We'll be more than happy to connect with you. If you are planning to retire in 20 years or less, that's the best time to start looking at what IRMAA is going to, how IRMAA will impact you, right? So we're here. And if you need us, just give us a call or connect with us on the website. We'll be more than happy to assist.
Well, let me first say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate it. Can't wait to connect with you in person soon one day.
You will. You will.
And thank you. Thank you to the audience. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Without you, there is no show. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, pay it forward to someone else. Let's make sure we connect. You can find me over at Instagram, over at I am Che Brown, over at I am Che Brown. Let's connect. You can see me, but I can't see you. So I love to see what you're up to, by the way. I never get tired. Every night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sharing with you how super duper incredible you are. how you're really this special individual, how you're so awesome. You got this awesomeness in you, you got this greatness in you. And as you're watching, as you're listening right now, that for you today is in fact your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your better days are still yet to come. My name, in case people forgot, well, it's Shay Brown, still Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things how we connect again next time. God bless. Wish you success. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, Denise. See you later. Peace.
See ya.